Hey you guys, what's up? So I'm going to give you guys this huge long update because I haven't been updating throughout the weeks like I usually do. So this one's going to be a little bit different. But as I tell you guys my story, then you'll understand why I wasn't updating weekly. So this year has just been really fucking crazy. Like, it's just been mind-blowing, the shit that's been going on this year. Okay, I want to start this, section of my vlog by starting up with my clinical. So, I got assigned a clinical nurse, my preceptor. I'm doing hospice. So, we go to the homes of, patients on hospice to take care of them. And so, basically, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with my preceptor. Honestly, I don't know if she was racist. I don't know if she was just crazy or whatever. But this woman, the first time I talked to her on the phone, I'm just like, hi, this is Krishana, I'm going to be with you, I'm going to meet up with you. Oh, okay, hi, yeah, I'm waiting on you, blah, blah, blah. And she actually did. But when I got there, I feel like I disappointed her or something. Like, maybe with just what I look like, she wasn't expecting this. I don't know. I can't throw things around like that because I don't know what the hell this lady's problem was. But after we met, this lady, she was just like crazy. Like, she would tell me to meet up with her at a patient's house at a certain time. I would get there and she would already be in the person's house working with the patient, leave me outside just to be sitting in my cold ass car. It's cold in Chicago. We just had a fucking winter storm. Like, what the hell was that about? And then she lied, emailing my teachers, like, oh, well, your student is borrowing money from me. Like, I never borrowed money from her. So my teacher's like pulling me to the side, like, are you okay with your finances? And we have funds for things like that. And I'm like, I'm broke, but I ain't that damn broke, bitch. But yeah, it just was like, okay. So I ended up getting my preceptor changed, and I've been with a couple of different nurses. And each nurse, it was funny, each nurse that I was with, they asked me who I was with before, and as soon as I said the name, they would just like, oh, why would they even put you with her? So it's something about this lady. And even like the manager of the hospice place was like, yeah, I'm not really too fond of her. She has a hard personality to deal with. So yeah, that didn't work out too well. But I love the preceptor that I'm with right now, so that's great. So yeah. Now I'm sorry y'all if y'all can hear me. I'm like scratching, I'm itching. Okay. So and I'm sorry if I look tired or anything. I just got off work. I'm really tired. Okay. So this semester was crazy. In my last update, I started off or whatever, and I didn't tell you guys one thing that I had found out that week. I found out that I was pregnant. Yes. I found out that I was pregnant the first day of school. I was thinking I was pregnant because I wasn't getting my period. It was late a couple of days, and I went and got a pregnancy test, and I took it before I went to class because I was expecting it to be negative, but it came out positive. Oh joy, right? So I went to the hospital just to make sure it was right, and it was, and I was hysterically crying in the emergency room. And it was just so perfect because this nurse walks in and she's just like, let me tell you something, girl. Before I started my community clinical, which was kind of ironic because I was starting mine, I found out that I was pregnant. And I walked across the stage pregnant. I had my baby and I had my son and he's the love of my life and you can do it. So I'm just like, yeah, I can do it. So, I got the due date for my baby, and baby is due in September. So I'm like, okay, well, by the time I graduate, I would have the baby. By the time I graduate, I'll have the baby afterwards, so it wouldn't really affect my schooling or anything. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's have this baby. But then here comes the fucking drama out the woodworks. From the guy that I got pregnant by. It was just so much bullshit that I didn't know about, that I was just kind of like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, is this even your real name? It was really, really dramatic, really, really bad. I don't want to go into too much details because this video is already going to be extremely long. But yeah, so even with all the drama that came about with the baby daddy, I was like, okay, I'm still gonna have the baby. Even though it was a tough decision for me, I still decided that I wanted to have the baby and everything would be okay, you know. I was just gonna be pregnant and I was gonna be a mommy. So, yeah, then I started getting like, I feel like the stress of everything that I found out kind of pushed me to that edge of getting sick as well. Because like after I really found out everything, I started getting really sick. Like debilitatingly sick. Like I would take hours just to get ready to go to school. And it would be terrible. So one of my days I went to the clinical. One of my days I was supposed to go to clinical. I ended up going to the clinic because I was just way too sick to go. So the midwife, you know, they did another pregnancy test, confirmed it again. I had to like choose a hospital I wanted to deliver at. And I was telling the midwife how sick I was getting, so she's prescribed me some medication called Zofran. So it seemed like it was working for me, but now that I think about it, I feel like the medicine is what really pushed me over the edge. And what I mean by push me over the edge was making me direly sick. Like every time I would take the medicine, it would just like, it would work. And then once it wore off, it just made me sicker and sicker and sicker. To the point where I was at work and I had to leave because I just couldn't even function anymore. My blood pressure was dropping. My sugar was low because I couldn't eat anything. Got to the point where I could only eat lettuce. Like literally every day I would be able to eat less and less. I lost like 6 pounds in a week. And I only weigh like 120 something. So, because I got down to like 119 in a week. So, yeah. After I had to leave my job, my blood sugar was like 69. Like, if you're at like a 69, you're a freaking 60, you're liable to pass out. So, I got home and I ended up in the hospital the next day, because I just could not stop throwing up. I couldn't keep any food down or anything. So they gave me some Zofran again. They gave it to me IV though. So you know IV is going straight into your bloodstream. So after that I felt okay. Just okay. Like I still felt very sick. But once they like rehydrated me, I felt like I still felt really sick. But I felt better. But then after the Zofran wore off, I got so violently sick, I was throwing up for like 14, 15 hours straight. I just couldn't hold anything down. I couldn't drink any water. I couldn't eat anything light. I couldn't even eat lettuce anymore. I was just really, really bad. It got to the point where I couldn't even get up to like go to the bathroom. Like I had to sit there and debate like whether I was gonna like pee on myself because I just could not move. And all of this was happening during exam 1 week. So I ended up missing both of my exams for community and general. So, yeah. Once I was, I was in the house by myself and I lived by myself. And I didn't really have any contact information. You know, I'm at the point where I feel like I'm about to die, literally. And I tried my best to contact the teachers, but for some odd reason, I could not log into my email for nothing in the world. I was using everything correctly. And I didn't have like internet in the house, so I was just using my phone. And I ended up just not being able to contact them. So I told my friends to tell them like I'm really, really sick and whatever. But that day I ended up back in the hospital. I had to call the ambulance because I just got too weak to do anything. So I called 911. They rushed me to the hospital. once again, like, my blood pressure was really, really low. My heart rate was dropping. It was just beating very, very hard, like, because I was so dehydrated. And they gave me the Zofran again, and it worked less, and it works less and less, but gets you sicker and sicker every time. And I started, like, cramping and everything, and I ended up losing the baby. So I had to get, like, an emergency DNC done. DNC, and if you guys don't know what a DNC is, it's basically like the abortion. Like, they have to go and take everything out of your uterus, because I was just too sick to handle having the child in me anymore. So after this happened, I ended up having to be on bed rest, and I missed 2 days of clinical. And long story, I know it's been a long story already, but some details that I won't even go into. But anyway, I ended up getting into a situation where my school didn't even want me to take my tests, my 2 exams. And if I don't take those tests, that means I will automatically fail the class. And our school has a rule, if you fail 2 classes, you're kicked out of the program. And it's just crazy. So they ended up approving me for my community exam, which I was really, really happy about. But they did not approve me to take my Gero exam. So now I'm at the point where if I don't take this Gero exam, and Gero is such an easy class, it would be a shame to fail it. If I don't take this Gero exam, I'm gonna fail my class, and I'm not even sure if I'm gonna graduate on time. It just sucks because I had to lose my baby in the process. I had to be direly sick. I had to be in the hospital, and these are nurses, and they act like they don't understand that, you know, all this that I had to go through. And it's like, oh well, you don't have documentation for this day for being sick, so I don't care if you did lose your baby, you're not taking this exam and you're going to fail this class. So that's where I am right now. And my mind is just real fucked up, but hopefully I'll have a better update next month. Bye.